Hello everyone, welcome to Network Path, and in this video I will be showing you how to set up a DHCP server in this sort of scenario. So we have a router 1 and router 2. We'll be having VLAN 100 and VLAN 200 created in router 1, and as you can see there will be a PC connected on port 1, and that will be in VLAN 100, and second PC, that is PC2, in VLAN 200. Now there are two VLANs, different VLANs. That means we need to create two different DHCP pools. And there is a twist here that the DHCP server is not going to be there on router 1 but on router 2. That means VLAN 100 and VLAN 200 will not be able to get DHCP very easily. We have to provide them a DHCP relay. DHCP relay means the IP address of the router 2, or the IP address wherein our DHCP server is located. So let's start with the basic configuration. We'll configure VLAN 100 and 200 in router 1. Then we'll add PC1 and PC2 in the respective VLANs. Then we'll see how we can create a DHCP server in router 2. And then we'll add the relay to both the VLANs. So let's get into router 1. So this is the basic configuration, initial configuration of router 1. We have to create two VLANs here. Let's go to configuration mode, VLAN 100, right? VLAN 200. So there are two VLANs created now. Now we can create interfaces for both of them. Let's create VLAN interface VLAN 100. Oh shit. Let's give this VLAN as IP of 10.0.100.254, right? /24 subnet mask. Let's see if there is any other parameter. No. So VLAN 100 is ready and interface VLAN 100 is ready as well. Let's create interface VLAN 200. Interface VLAN 200. No shut. IP address 10.0.200.254. So I'm choosing the last IP in the subnet as the gateway IP, that is the interface IP, and 100 as the IP address at the VLAN 100, and 200 as the IP address in the network range. So it gets very easy to handle these subnets when you're having a lot of VLANs in this setup. Let's get out of this. Let's see. So we are ready with VLAN interface. So we are ready with VLAN 100 and VLAN 200. Now we will configure interface 1 and 2. Okay, so these are going to be in different VLANs. No shut, no route, no routing. Okay, I'll give them basic description. Going to PC1 and VLAN access 100. Okay, now let's configure interface 2. Going to PC2, VLAN access 200. Now these two computers are going to be part of VLAN 1 and VLAN 100 and VLAN 200 respectively. Let's see in the diagram what is the interface that is going to router 2. So we have interface 115 going to router 2, and similarly on router 2 as well. Let's configure that interface 1/1/5. No shut. And we're not going to do no routing here because this interface is going to get an IP address. Let's give this interface an IP address 10.0.12, because this is router 1 and the router in front of it is the router 2. That's why it is a very, very easy notation when you refer it in future. So 10.0.12.1 slash, I'm giving it slash 30 and exit. Let's see if anything is missing. Okay, interface 1 to 5 all are configured. Now let's get to router 2 and do the rest of the configuration. So we have to configure interface 1/1/5. Okay, config. You have to go to configuration mode first, then interface 1/1/5 and no shut IP address 10.0.12.2/30. Okay. Let's see the configuration now. Okay, so interface 115 is configured now. Now we'll be configuring a DHCP server in this router. Okay, let's do it. DHCP server. And after that, we have to mention that this DHCP server is going to present in which VRF. Okay, if you're not comfortable with what is VRF and what is not, just follow and type VRF default, because if you are not familiarized with what is VRF, then you're surely in a default VRF right now. Okay, so DHCP server VRF default. What are the options? It is asking to create a pool, right? See, configure a DHCP pool. So I'm going to write pool and name VLAN 100. Okay, so it is not necessary to keep the name as same as the subnet. You can keep anything, but it is very easy to refer it in future. Okay, now what's the next thing we have to add? We can add IP range. Okay, so range is, so there is only one laptop, so I'll be keeping the range very small. You can keep for one IP address only. So 10.0.100.11 to 10.0.100.15. Okay, and then prefix length is 24. Right? Let's go back and create a new pool. And you can see that there are a few things that I missed, and we'll add them again. Let's create the VLAN 200 pool as well first. So VLAN pool VLAN 200. Right? Range would be 10.0.200. I'm sorry, 200.21 to 10.0.200.25. Prefix length will be 24. That's the subnet mask. Okay. Now, what other things we can configure? We can add a default router, that is our gateway. We can add DNS server, which is very important. If you do not give DNS server, you'll not be able to access websites, right? So let's give the default router, that is 10.0. We are in VLAN 200, right? So 200.254. Okay. So that is our default router. And let's give it a DNS server as well. We're not going to use internet right away, but just, I wanted to add this thing, that whenever you configure this, you do not miss the DNS option if you're obtaining IP automatically on your computer. Okay. So I'll be giving it public DNS. And if you want to give more, then you have to just give it a space. Okay. I'll show you. DNS 8.8.8.8 and 4.2.2.2. Okay. So this is the first one, that is the primary, and then secondary DNS server. And there is starting binding option as well, that you want to bind your IP address to which MAC address. Okay, so that option is there available as well. So let's get out of this pool, and again, let's see what things are missing. And so VLAN 200 is completely configured, but we have not added DNS server and default router in VLAN 100. Okay. So both of the pools are set up. Now we can check in our PCs that if this is they are able to obtain IP address or not. So before that, let's save this. So I've not given any relay yet. So our PC is not going to obtain any IP address. Let's go to PC1. Let's do IP config. And we can see that our lab NIC is not having any IP address, and it is showing an APIPA address. So this is not able to get any IP address, and we can check this using Wireshark as well. So let's see if it is obtaining automatically or it is static. Okay, so things are good here. It is asking for IP address. Let's open Wireshark and we will be able to see what sort of request this PC is sending in the network. Okay, let's get into lab NIC, and this is again requesting IP address. DHCP discover. There are 2 times that this adapter has requested for IP address. Okay, 3 times, but it is not getting any reply from DHCP server, right? Because we have not sort of the DHCP relay on our VLAN 100 and VLAN 200 interface. Similarly, PC2 is also not getting an IP address, right? So let's go to our router 1. Okay, let's go to router 1, wherein we are having our VLANs created. Okay, let's see the configuration. Okay, so interface VLAN 100 and VLAN 200 should have a DHCP relay in it, so it can provide IP addresses to its to the devices that is connected in this particular VLAN. Okay, so let's go to interface VLAN 100 and set IP address as, let's see the options. Okay, IP, and there is a option to set the helper address. Okay, configure the helper address for DHCP relay. So let's set up this helper address, and you have to give the IP address through which you'll be able to reach to that router. Okay, so the router IP address was 10.0.12.2, right? Is there any other option? No. Let's do the exit. Let's see. Okay, so VLAN 100 has got the DHCP relay now. Now let's check. We are not giving DHCP relay to 200, and we'll see that the 200 is not the PC that is connected in VLAN 200 is not getting an IP address, but VLAN 100 PC will get an IP address. Okay, so let's go to PC1. Have to open this using administrator privilege. IP config / okay, the IP address is released now, and we'll renew the IP. So it's requesting for IP address but not getting an IP. Let's troubleshoot the problem. Where is the problem? Let's go to router 2. And so we have created both the pools, and let's see if our DHCP server is turned on or not. Show DHCP server leases. Okay, no DHCP leases. Show DHCP server. Is it turned on or not? Okay, so DHCP server is disabled. That's why it is not leasing any IP addresses. Okay, let's go to DHCP server ARF default and enable build the DHCP server, right? Now if we see, let's try to trigger the DHCP request again from PC1. So this is not working, I guess. There might be some problem. we have to troubleshoot that, right? See if your interface is enabled correctly, okay, and it is obtaining IP address automatically. That's great, but still not getting an IP address. Let's disable it and enable it again. So this PC is not getting an IP address right now, and there might be some problem. Let's go to router 1 and see what we can do. Okay, let's see, show IP interface brief, and we can see interface 115, VLAN 100, VLAN 200 are up, and there should be no problem. Interface 1 and interface 2 are no shut. They're working as well. And let's go to router 2. Okay, no shutdown. IP address 10.0.12.2. Okay, the problem is here that it is requesting from that side, but this does not have a route to go there, and that's why this is creating a problem. Let's create a route here for VLAN 100 and both VLAN 200, right? So IP route 10.0.100.0/24. Let's give the next hop, that is 10.0.12.1. Let's create the route for 200 as well. Okay, now let's try the ping again. Okay, it is working now, and let's see if our DHCP is working or not. No leases yet. Let's trigger the DHCP request from our PC. Okay, it is working now, guys. Let's do ipconfig, and there you go, 10.0.100.11. So there was a missing route. That's why this thing was not working properly. And you have to make sure these things, you have to check, and with time you'll be able to do basic troubleshooting as well. Now, to avoid these sort of these sort of problems, you prefer creating OSPF instance in your routers, so they'll handle the rest of the routes and all. Okay, now let's go to PC2 and turn on the DHCP relay for that first. Let's go to router 1 and interface VLAN 200, IP helper addresses 10.0.12.2, right? Exit. Right. Okay. Let's save the configuration. Let's go to PC2. The interface is off. Let's enable it. Okay. It obtained the IP address very, very fast, right? Because earlier it was not working because there was missing routes, and it will work now comfortably. Now this is getting IP address from 10.200 pool, and PC1 is getting IP address from 10.0.100 pool. Okay, so this is how the DHCP relay and DHCP remote server works. Actually, you have to put in the DHCP relay in the VLAN from which in which you are trying to obtain IP address, and you have to make sure that all the routes are correctly working, and the reachability is okay. I hope you like this video, and if there are any doubts, you can type that in comment section. I'll definitely reply them, and thank you so much.